Folks, are we seeing the start of the end? Are we seeing the famous, or should I say infamous, Arsenal second half of the season collapse? Arsenal 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2. More points dropped, even though Arsenal increased the gap to 5 points. But before all that, yo, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hype, like, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Appreciate everybody, as always. But yeah, look, haven't made a video all week. Chelsea's been off all week, much like the players chilling in Dubai, going on their little vacations, on their holidays. Your boy was also on a little reset, a little calm, right? No midweek match for us for the first time. It feels like months, feels like forever between Carabao Cup, Champions League, FA Cup weekends, midweek Premier League matches, all of it. We didn't have a single midweek match for us this week, right? Champions League, folks were doing the first round of the knockout stage. Arsenal had to have their game with Wolves pushed up because of the Carabao Cup final. So technically, this was their game in hand. They had a chance to apply more pressure to the citizens of Manchester City. But much like the first game at the Emirates, Arsenal flirted. They flirted with dropping all the points in that one, or more points, 2 points, some points. But this time it finally caught them. Finally bit them in the you-know-what. Arsenal 2, Wolves 2. 93rd minute equalizer for the Wolves side, that one of the worst Premier League sides in the history. They're on 10 points now. All but a lock to go down. And Arsenal in a must-win situation failed miserably. They had what you could probably say is a undeserved, what would have been an undeserved 3 points based off the performance. They had it all but shored up. That vaunted Arsenal defense, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, Calafiori, Lewis Skelly, Mosquera, Ben White, Raya, with Declan Rice, Zubi, Norgard, all sitting in front. Gave up 2 goals to a Wolves side that we just absolutely smoked the other day. Cole Palmer, first half hat trick. Oh, it's just Wolves, they said. And for 10 minutes, it was looking that way. It was looking that way. Lovely pass in the opening 5 minutes from Rice to Saka. Saka gets down, gets his head on it, puts it in the back of the net, and you're thinking, all right, maybe this Saka and the 10 gimmick isn't a gimmick at all. Maybe it's the real deal, and this is a way of him to get more involved, to maybe compensate for a little bit of the pace that he's lost due to the hamstring injuries and the like. But we didn't see anything like that. Apart from that goal, I barely even knew Saka was out there. Because even when he is in the 10, he was still drifting out to the wide right, crowding the spaces with Nani, who put in a typical Nani performance. Yeah, last time he was there for us, hat trick. Scored versus Wolves in the reverse fixture as well last year. 53 million. I've been told he's got the second most goals or from a winger in calendar year 2026. Good luck with that. Been there, done that. Seen that before. Won't see it again for us. Nani's not a bad player, but 53 million on a guy with that kind of output, that kind of um, final third decision making, nah, it ain't it. It ain't it. And I know you need a backup over there for Saka if he is to stay over there on the right wing, because we know he's starting to break down physically. All the minutes that Arteta played him before, but yeah, he ain't it. He ain't it. That other side, Gabriel Martinelli, whoo, stinker. I don't know how he played 90 minutes. Maybe because Saka is not fully fit. Trossard went off with a concussion. But it's time for them to cut their losses. That 15-goal season that he had in 22-23, yeah, you ain't getting that again. Not in the Prem. Maybe in all comps. In all comps this year, I think he's on like 9 or 10 goals. But like Sir Alex Ferguson said, the league is your bread and butter. And that bread is dry. That bread ain't been buttered in a long time for Martinelli. Head down, take it to the byline, win a corner, clap it up. Don't even get me started on that guy in front, up top. Number 14, Thierry, rolling over in his grave. He is non-existent. Doesn't get involved in the build-up. They don't feed him behind. He doesn't run the channels like he used to because he doesn't have the physical dominance that he had like he did in Portugal. And he, to be honest with you, doesn't have too many guys that can find him. Declan Rice is not a line breaker. Zubamendi, yeah, fair play. Odegaard's too safe, didn't play today. Eze, that's another 60 million flop that no one's going to talk about because he scored a hat trick versus Spurs and got a winner versus Crystal Palace. But when it's time for them to need creativity in the middle, to need a 10, because Odegaard's either injured or stinking it up, it's Havertz there. It's Saka there the last 2 games. Yeah. Look, it's time for Arsenal fans to have a realistic conversation about Eze. A lot of folks, including myself, said, look, Eze is a good player, purple patch player. Arsenal's not his level. His level is an Aston Villa. His level is a I was going to say Brighton, but that he's better than Brighton. His level is a Newcastle. It is a step below the big boys where you can't hide. You can't drift. You can't coast through 90. You can't coast through 60. When you come in off the bench, you get a sub appearance. You need to make an impact. Eze is not that guy. He's not that guy for it. He's a Palace. He's a big fish, little pond. Arsenal's a big pond, figuratively and literally. Midfield, Zubamendi, Declan Rice, apart from the free kick, from the assist, Defensively, Gabriel with a, although you would say the last goal is probably more on Raya, but we'll get to that. Saliba getting spun a few times. That right back that they compared to my right back, Reece James, said that he was the best in the league. He's not good going forward. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, he's tidy. He can dribble. He's very technical for a right back, for a pseudo center back. No end product going forward. Not a great passer. Not a great decision maker. Not a great crosser. Very good defensively. I'll give him that. Good defensive fullback, old school fullback. But if you want to be compared to my guy, pause. You got to be good going both ways. Double pause. David Raya, 2026. Been stinky. Been absolutely stinky. That last goal today, to me, that's all on him. That is all on him. Yes, Gabriel is the one that looks a fool because he's falling back into the goal, trying to get it, trying to stop the last shot. Calafiori probably could have did better, but that's still a little harsh. That's all on Raya. Talk, communicate, let your keeper know you're coming from behind it, leave it. He comes, swings that errant fist at it, gets a piece to it. It falls right to the Wolves player, and the Wolves player puts his laces through it. Deflection. I think it ultimately was an own goal on Calafiori because it came off the post, came off of Calafiori and went back in. 2-2, and Wolves get their 10th point of the season. And it's what they deserved. They should have got some points from the first one. Arsenal got a 93rd or 94th, 5th minute winner in that one. I think probably off a set piece. I can't remember, so I'm just going to default to a set piece. But is Arsenal, are they going to do this again? Are they going to bottle this again to a City side that's not comparable to the City side of old? And don't get me wrong, the City side is getting better. They're getting healthier. Haaland's starting to get back on form. Foden's actually playing. Cherky looks up to it. Semenyo scoring goals. Gahey is kind of coming and helped to solidify the back line. Ruben Diaz is coming back. Nori's back. Matthias Nunes. We know Donnarumma's been their player of the season for me. Midfield, Rodri's getting more minutes. Nico Gonzalez is back. Nico O'Reilly looks to be, playing at a pretty good level and trying to really make a case for himself to get on that plane for the World Cup. This is a City side that, look, I don't think they're capable of winning 10, 11 straight in the league like old City sides when they were going up against Liverpool or even 22, 23 Arsenal. But I don't think they have to be. That's the scary part. I don't think they have to be. They've got the know-how. They've got the best manager in the world, maybe the best manager ever. They've got the proven winners. Bernardo Silva looks like a man rejuvenated in 2026. Haaland's been there. Diaz has been there. Ake's been there. Foden's been there. So they've got the nice and the right blend of experience, of know-how, also mixed in with a little bit of, Semenyo, let me get some of this title talk. Nico O'Reilly, let me get some. Nico Gonzalez, Mark Gahey, let me win a major trophy. Apart from the FA Cup, still a major in my eyes. But Donnarumma, let me get my first league title in England. A lot of folks were talking down upon his name, especially Chelsea fans, in the summertime when he was making a move. And whoa, he's not very good with his feet. How is he going to adapt to a Pep system? He's adapting pretty goddamn well. He's keeping goals out, which is what you want your keeper to do. And he doesn't make too many howlers on the ball. When in doubt, play it safe. But yeah, this is a City side that, look, they're starting to purr along. And yeah, they got a big one this weekend. They got Newcastle. But they're catching Newcastle, I think, Sunday, coming off of a long trip to Azerbaijan, where they slapped up carrier bag. So yeah, that'll be a big test for them. And of course, the big one, they've got Arsenal at home. Maybe even bigger psychologically, the Carabao Cup final. Because there's one thing that this Arsenal side has proven over the last 3-4 years is mentally they're capable of it. I'm not saying that they're fragile this year. They still have the lead. They still have the opportunity. They still are in a decent position. But deep in their mind, they've got that seed planted by Man City, knowing that any more slip-ups before the Etihad, and things could get real peak. Real peak. But folks, hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn those notifications on, and we will see you at the next one.